Hello, this is Dr. Brenda Roach, and I'm going to give this another try. I was already did this live tonight on Mindset Hack, but I had some technical difficulties, and so I wanted to come back on and try and give it another shot. So tonight I'm going to be talking about mindset. And if you join me again, feel free to put a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're from. I'd love to hear um, about where you're all from. Hey, Don, joining me again. Excellent. Maybe I'll say something different this time. Um, and so, mindset really, when we look at that, we all have our ups and downs, and it's kind of like a wave that we ride throughout our life. And it's really hard to do relationships and to do work when we're in that kind of lull on that wave or when the wave is all done. And so, when I think about law of attraction, and if anyone's ever heard of law of attraction, give me a number one down in the comments. But a law of attraction basically says we get back what we put out. So if we put out a vibe, that's what we kind of get back in. And so if we think about one thing we don't want to happen is to be putting out, all these vibes that, we're really struggling and life really is hard. And so what we want to do is kind of look at what do we do instead of that. So what I realized is really in the last week, excellent, Don, is, a friend asked me, how I was. And I said, oh, I'm upright, or another friend asked, I said, oh, well, I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. And then I thought about, a couple weeks ago when someone asked me that same question, I said, I'm great. I'm awesome. Things are going really, really well in life, and I wouldn't want it any different. And I think about what the difference is in regards to what vibe that puts out there, depending on what I said to an individual when they just asked me how things were going. And so, I thought to myself, if I truly believe in the law of attraction, and I say, I'm upright, or I'm kind of doing okay, or I'm hanging in there, what kind of energy is that really putting out there? And is that the energy that I want to put out there? It's kind of like, yuck, I don't really want, anything to do with, I'm just upright, or I'm hanging in there, or I'm struggling, and I realized at that point that it really had become kind of part of, my normal vocabulary when I was having hard days. I realized that I was holding myself back, and by using that kind of language. And I wasn't serving me. And that means then that I can't serve other people if I can't serve myself. And then it means that my business isn't growing and my relationships aren't growing at that point in time. So here it is, what do you say? Instead of saying, I'm hanging in there, or I'm upright, or I'm struggling, in a way that can be authentic, because, we don't want to lie about stuff. We want to be honest. So if I'm having a bad day, I don't want to say, oh, things are great, and put on that fake smile, because that's really ingenuous. But what do you say? Um, so that can kind of bring you back to that positive place. So here is what that I've decided to say. I'm grateful. How simple is that? I'm grateful. And I believe strongly that gratitude brings us back to kind of that good place. And this is why, because what we speak about is what we focus on. So if we are saying, I'm struggling, and then we're focusing on that struggle. So I might not be able to say, I'm great, because that's not true. But what I can say is I'm grateful, because what that does is it focuses me on gratitude. Because when you can say I'm grateful, even if in that very moment you're not 100% grateful, what it does is it starts you to really start thinking about what you are grateful for. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful that my mouth is not wired shut like it was for 13 weeks last summer. I'm grateful for my husband's health. We just got some really great news last week about his battle with cancer. And so I'm very grateful that we got that news. I'm grateful that my mom is still here. And then I got to go see her last weekend. I'm grateful that I got to see my brothers and sisters last weekend. I'm grateful for my daughters and their health, and their movement in their life and all the things that they're doing. I'm grateful for my grandchildren, and their health. So there's a lot of things that we can be grateful for. And it's amazing. And it's like, an instant shift, because now I'm focusing on what's right. And hey, Jan, glad you joined me. Hey, Melissa, glad you're here. Sorry again that I'm doing a redo. Little technical difficulties there. And so really looking at what can we be grateful for. So often in our lives, we focus on what's not going right, and that's because we do have to look at, what's not working, how we can fix it, how we can improve on things. But instead of saying I'm struggling, say I'm grateful. Come back to gratitude. Think about the things that you're grateful for. I promise it will result in a shift for you. So one analogy that I want to share with you before I sign off for the second time is thinking about a surfer. Hey, Melissa. Again, if this is making sense for you all, give me a thumbs up, give me some love, let me know that it's making sense for you all. So if we think about a surfer, they have to wait for that wave to kind of come in, and then they ride that wave. And surfing is really hard. And it's like businesses or relationships that we have in our life. We have our ups and downs, and it can be hard, and it's hard when we look at, when things are going well and we're riding that wave, people are contacting us maybe in our business, that we're having really a lot of success in our business, or our relationships are going really, really well. And then we have those times when things are just hard. Things happen that we don't have control over, and we just get into a rut. And what we got to look at about is that in those hard times, thinking about what do we say, to ourselves. Oftentimes we say to ourselves, what went wrong? What happened? What did I do wrong? What changed? And all we're doing, if we think about it, is we've ridden that wave already. And now we're just having to paddle back out to catch the next wave. So when we're in those hard times, instead of focusing on what's going wrong, focus on, we had a great wave, but that wave's done. And now we just have to paddle back out for that next wave. Because I can tell you, when we get to that next wave, we can ride that next wave, and it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to, make our hearts full. And so again, really thinking about what we're grateful for, we're paddling back out to that next wave. And so how we get back to that is by being grateful. If we're surfing, we're grateful for the water. We're grateful for that surfboard. We're grateful for the sun being out. We're grateful that we have the strength to be able to ride that surfboard. And in business, I'm grateful for customers that, that I do have. I'm grateful for team members that I have, and maybe they're not all doing great, but I'm really grateful that they're part of my team. And I'm grateful that I can remember when they joined and they gave me that extra confidence at that time when they did become part of the team. I'm grateful for my phone and my computer that I was able to do work when I was on, at the airport this last week. There's a lot of things that we can be grateful for. There's so much we can be grateful for. So again, when you're having those hard times, just think about it as a surfboard. Think about it as, you've ridden the wave, and now you're just paddling back to catch the next wave. And it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And just think about every day, all of the things that you're grateful for. It really will change your mindset. It will change what you do. It will change how you interact with people. It'll change your relationships. Because if we don't change the way we think in our mindset, it doesn't matter how many skills we have in life, we're not going to be successful in our relationships, in our health. So again, ride that wave, catch that next wave, and have a great rest of the week. Again, I'll be coming back on Thursday evening, this Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Mountain Time, to talk about some health and wellness information. Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, I'll be back on talking about some tips for building your business online. And every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m., God willing, I will be here talking about mindset and bringing you some more information around mindset. Thank you all for joining me. Thanks again for sticking with me, even with my technical difficulties. And I look forward to talking with all of you again. Again, if you catch this on replay, put #replay. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if this is making sense to you. And I look forward to riding the next wave with you all on Thursday evening. Thanks and have a great evening. Bye-bye, or whatever time of the day you're watching this. Excellent. See you later.